Logan Lucky is Steven Soderbergh's first film since he announced his retirement after directing Behind the Candelabra. Clearly his retirement was short-lived, and I'm pleased that it was brief, but hopefully Logan Lucky isn't his last film. His latest is certainly entertaining and has plenty of standout moments, but it's far from a masterpiece and doesn't quite achieve the level of fun that his other film, Ocean's 11, did. In the film, Channing Tatum stars as Jimmy Logan, a recently fired West Virginian construction worker who is strapped for cash. A moment of desperation forces him to ask his brother Clyde, played by Adam Driver, to help him rob the Charlotte Motor Speedway in North Carolina. Tatum and Driver give Soderbergh subtle performances that downplay any over-the-top stereotypes often associated with individuals in the film's locations. In the past, Tatum has provided directors moments of exaggerated comedy. For an example, watch 21 Jump Street. In Logan Lucky, however, the actor is more understated and nuanced in the humorous moments. Most of the work is done by the screenplay, but every script needs strong actors to sell it. Driver, on the other hand, has always been known as a relatively delicate performer, so he is at home in Soderbergh's film. Opposite the two main actors are a slew of well-known names, such as Daniel Craig, Katie Holmes, Hilary Swank, and Seth MacFarlane. Craig is the obvious standout as the brothers' resident explosives expert for the robbery. The English actor takes on a fantastic West Virginian accent that could easily come off as silly, but he provides a realism to it in quiet scenes and really takes it for a spin in moments of frustration and enjoyment. It's exciting to see the actor go beyond the dramatic persona on screen and have fun in a role. I hope to see him take on more roles like Joe Bang because he definitely has a mind for comedy and strikes the right balance between exaggerated and authentic. It's even possible his name will come up during Oscar season for a supporting actor nod. Most of the supporting actors and actresses give great performances, but they're certainly overshadowed by Craig, Driver, and Tatum. Unfortunately, Soderbergh let MacFarlane, famous for his show Family Guy, go into full-on cartoon mode. Had Soderbergh restrained this particular performance, I think MacFarlane could have done something really special with the character. In fact, much of the film is special. Logan Lucky features a minimalistic score, impressive but simple cinematography, and a creative screenplay. The infrequent score, I think, is an original choice by Soderbergh that forces the audience to trust their personal emotions while watching the film. However, some people want music to tell them how to feel, especially in crime films, which rely on music to create suspense. The cinematography by Soderbergh under the pseudonym Peter Andrews reminded me of early Coen brothers films such as Raising Arizona and Fargo. Soderbergh often uses camera angles and framing to play up jokes similar to the Coens. For instance, there is a great two-shot of the Logan brothers responding to Joe Bang's slighted insult. "You Logans must be as simple-minded as people say." The others then respond in perfect synchronization and without forceful anger. "People say that?" Had it been framed any other way, like with an over-the-shoulder shot, it would not have worked. But Soderbergh has an eye for visual comedy. Another great framing gag has Joe Bang setting an explosive, then immediately booking it out of the frame to the right to avoid the blast. It takes a moment for the Logans to understand why he went to hide, but eventually they catch on and rush to find their own safe spot. This could have been played out using a wide shot, but that would have ruined the subtle gag. The trailers would have you believe that this film crackles with the same intensity of an Ocean's 11 film, but Logan Lucky is far from intense. It's a simple heist film that might bore you if I'm speaking honestly, especially if you prefer high-intensity crime films over subtle comedy capers. The film is worth the ticket price though, for Craig's performance, a massive departure from his Bond persona, and the occasional gag which is definitely worth a chuckle. One final thing that is particularly exciting about this film is its PG-13 rating. I can't recall the last time I saw a PG-13 film that works as well as this one does. I wouldn't necessarily call it a family film, but in many ways, it's more appropriate for families than a Marvel movie because the bad language is infrequent and the violence is minimal. Logan Lucky is a great break from the overly violent and foul-mouthed movies that so often occupy our fine theaters. Here's hoping that Soderbergh has got another one in him in the future, and his retirement truly was short-lived.